Today I want to show you how to make this easy to remember walnut honey brittle. It's my favorite kind of recipe because it's very simple to remember. Today I'd like to show you a quick way of making walnut honey brittle. So I love this recipe because it's easy to remember. That's my favorite type of recipe. You just need your sheet pans and your wax paper, and you need to spray them, a pot, and then a nice spoon, tablespoon. So you'll need 1 tablespoon of honey, heaping honey, 1 tablespoon of oil, which would be like vegetable oil. Then you'll need 1 shot glass, big or small, probably not that big, of sugar, and however many walnuts, almonds, pistachios, or anything like that you want to put in, or peanuts or whatever. Basically, you put all of it in except for the nuts. The nuts go in the end. So I'm going to break up the walnuts. For the second batch, you can have it either way. This way tastes a little better, but is a little less pretty. And once again, don't forget to spray the wax paper with some, you could spray it with some coconut spray, or you could spray it with some oil. You know, any kind of spray oil. So here it is before it starts boiling. I got it on high. High can be dangerous whenever you're making something candy-like. So, but for now, high's fine. Remember, the only thing we could possibly mess up on is adding the nuts too soon for this kind of recipe. So let's try not to do that. I'm going to turn it off until we get a nice little boil going. So check it out now. It's starting to get a little heated. And remember what color it is, because we need to keep track, because if we let it get too brown, it will taste, the sweetness starts to go away. It starts to cook away the sugar, so, but we're nowhere near there right now. We're getting a tiny bit of color change, not quite there yet. And I'm glad I turned it down. You can start to smell the sugar cooking. So we can see the color changing a little. It's not quite there yet, but it's almost there. So it's around the color that I'm looking for. This is around that color, so I'm going to add my walnuts now and give it some stirs. So I added my walnuts, and I wouldn't want to add any more. Matter of fact, I added a little too much. It'll taste better this way, but it's not exactly how I planned. So I'm letting it cook a little bit because the flavor of the walnuts will get a little bit better. So this is what it will look like if you chop up the walnuts a little. Now I've added my walnuts, and I've stirred. I turned it up a little bit to let it cook better, so I can get some of that flavor from the walnuts. A little bit toasty. Now all I'm going to do is safely move this to my sheet pan without killing anyone. So now what I'm going to do is safely move this to this and let it cool. I'm becoming a little impatient, so I haven't even turned it off. I'm letting some continue to toast up a little. And some to get a little drier. I used to make it more, it becomes prettier when you don't have as many walnuts in it, but I can tell you that it tastes a lot better when it's more like a candied walnut instead of just a brittle with not much. So I'm going to turn it off now.